It's the top of the hour and time once again for the latest from the Eat, Drink, Explore news desk.
Good morning, all you Eat, Drink, Explorers. I'm Patti Piburn, and we're looking at news on this Saturday morning. NASA is now testing ways astronauts will cook and eat on their long future mission to Mars. Those missions can take years. The study, in collaboration with Cornell University and University of Hawai'i, is finding ways to create home-cooked meals in space. You know, freeze-dried ice cream only goes so far, and apparently the astronauts become fatigued eating space food. The researchers also say another benefit of cooking is the socialization aspect, creating a sense of family for the astronauts. Currently, volunteers are learning how to make French bread and Puerto Rican white bean stew, all from shelf-stable ingredients in a low-gravity environment. A team of archaeologists say they've uncovered what's believed to be the oldest wine in China. A sealed bronze cylinder containing wine, still in liquid form, was found while excavating a nobleman's tomb and could be up to 2,700 years old. The wine is from the Zhao, not sure if I'm saying it right, dynasty. Apparently members of the previous Shang dynasty were known to get their drink on, perhaps the reason for their decline. With this ancient wine, the team found a prohibition device, a reminder to drink in moderation, referencing the notorious excessive drinking of the Shang dynasty leaders. A research team at UC Davis is setting out to answer a burning question: corks or screw caps? The study will take 2 years. It's called the Bottle Aging, Closure, and Variability. The university says it will determine how wines age using a Stelvin closure, that's a screw cap, or a traditional cork. Now, the team's partnered up with the Plumjack Group, a wine company that uses bottling methods. The test will use, very scientific, in-bottle oxygen sensors, spectral analysis, sounds like CSI, and sensory evaluation to determine their results. Joining me now, Nicole Powers. Good morning, Nicole. You have some information for us this morning, released by the American Heart Association, about sugar substitutes.
I do. Thank you, Patty. The American Heart Association now says sugar substitutes can play a key role in healthy diets, specifically for weight control and glucose control for diabetes. The study specifically looked at what they call non-nutritive sweeteners. Most are artificial, but they also include stevia, which comes from a natural source. So that's why they call it the non-nutritive. And here's what the lead author of the study had to say.
The main finding was they might help if you use them smartly and you don't compensate later in the day, but our finding was that the general population seems to not use them smartly or consciously.
That was Dr. Christopher Gardner, and he's talking about the tendency to eat fattening foods later in the day, either because of hunger or because people think, I put Splenda in my coffee earlier so I can reward myself now. He said the study also revealed a difference depending on where you're saving the calories.
Along this whole compensation line, people don't compensate as much for beverages as they do for foods. There's room for benefit. It's probably the simple switch of sodas to diet sodas.
So, Patty, one question you may be asking is, if I know I'm inclined to act that way when consuming sugar substitutes, will that give me the will to avoid this tendency? And the doctor said that this hasn't been researched yet, but this was a question that they're very interested in and is among important suggestions for further study.
Now, I know a lot of people like that stevia. That's a natural substitute.
It is.
So might be a good choice, but I guess you have to know that you can't overcompensate later, right?
Right, and we asked him if there was a difference between the different sugar substitutes, but they said that that was also an area where they suggested more studies, so we should be seeing that in the future.
We will wait to hear more. All right, Nicole Powers, thank you for that update. I am not a sweetener substitute user. I just go right for the sugar, and I just think, control your intake. But I just can't do the substitutes.
I don't either. I drink Diet Coke sometimes, but that's really purely just because I like the taste. So
it's not as sweet. Lots of people prefer to go that route. It's not quite as sweet. All right, Nicole, thank you.
Thank you, Patty.
And on this Saturday morning, thanks for listening to Eat, Drink, Explore News Desk. I'm Patti Piburn. Stick around because your Eat, Drink, Explore live host, Randall White, has some great stuff coming up.